Yo, Sean here. So today I'm going to show you exactly how I built a $100,000 business from my room. But we're going to use Minecraft analogies today. So if you click on this video because of Minecraft, you're going to probably see these guys and think to yourself, what do I mean? So what I mean is if you use wooden pickaxe to get clients, what you're essentially doing is trying to break obsidian with a wooden pickaxe, which if you play Minecraft, it means that you're basically one, going to take forever, and two, not going to get anything. So if you're trying to make money online and you're using a wooden pickaxe, it's just not a good solution. You'll be this guy, you look pretty sad. So instead, if you use like a pickaxe, a diamond pickaxe, that's enchanted and all of that, you're gonna be this guy, who looks much cooler than the other guy. And so you're gonna get much more money in terms of business and two, much more clients. And so if you do this, you might even get results like these, which is what I got with my personal brand last year. So for context, what I do with my business, because that's what a lot of people ask me, what I basically do is I sell my services online. Now that's pretty much the summarization of it. And how I sell it is probably a much more important thing to ask me. So how I sell it is I built a personal brand online. As you can see here, I built it through X. Now I also do it on YouTube. But how I built my personal brand on X is one, I built it through my own progress. So the more I progress in business, the more my personal brand grew, which equaled more clients and more money. And so that's how the business model basically is. If you want to watch a video on that, you can just click somewhere in the description. I have a video there. But today, it's not about how I started that personal brand. It's actually how I leverage one specific thing to get me this amount of money on personal brand. Because, as much as I'd like to admit it, it's not all about just like starting a personal brand, selling something, then, getting six figures like I did. It's not really that easy. You have to do a couple of different things. And one of the things that did, help me a lot was using this diamond pickaxe. And now I'll explain what this diamond pickaxe is in just a few seconds. So here's what I mean. Now in business, when you're trying to build a personal brand, you basically have two starting choices. One, you get clients using a wooden pickaxe, which is bad because it's like mining a obsidian. Or two, you get clients using a diamond pickaxe, which is way better because one, you actually get the clients and the money, and two, you do it much more faster. So the answer is pretty obvious in terms of like what's easier. So with the wooden pickaxe, you don't use any sales assets. Now, if you don't know what this means, I'll explain it later because this is actually the topic of our video, like sales assets. So if you use a wooden pickaxe in business terms, it basically means you have no real funnels, you have no landing pages, and you have no conversion engines. But if you use a diamond pickaxe, then you have sales assets, you have landing pages, and you use a conversion engine. And, by landing pages, I don't mean like the basic stuff that just showcases your results. No, I mean much more than that. And I'll show you an example later. So if you do all of that, you might get results like these. I got these testimonials after building all of these and really like situating my brand as as an authoritative brand. And that all came because I did these, like these things helped a lot. And so today, the main thing that we will be talking about is actually sales assets. Now, what are sales assets? Now, to put it simply, sales assets are pretty much anything that tells people um, who you are. So, for example, if you built a landing page and you told people exactly who you are in your story, then this is already the first part. And it tells people what you do. So obviously, knowing who you are is not enough. If you gave out your story to people, no one will care about you until you tell them what you do. So if your story is kind of like someone scammed you like 2 years ago, scammed you, and now what you're doing is fixing I don't even know what I'm talking about, like cybersecurity or something, because he got scammed before, then that's what you do now. And how you can help them, um can help them, you basically do this. So to build a sales asset, you basically need to input these three things. One, who you are. three, two, what you do, and three, how you can help them. Now, I'm going to give you examples on what I actually mean with these later. But to put it simply, sales assets tell people who you are, what you do, and how you can help them, preferably with proof, similar to how I have proof here. And so, if you try to mine, I mean, if you try to get clients without telling people who you are, what you do, and how you can help them, it's basically like trying to mine obsidian with a wooden pickaxe. It takes forever and you don't get clients. But if you have all of these, then you can actually mine the obsidian and you can get clients. And so the point of this video is honestly to just make your life easier by using a diamond pickaxe. And so how you can do that is pretty easy. So here's my sales asset framework. Now it's pretty simple. One, make content. So by make content, you do it either you find the platform. So what I use is X, and I'll show you some clips here what I actually post. Or you can simply do YouTube, which is what I've also done. And so how you make content, it honestly depends on your service or your business. But for me, the easiest content plan that I have used is honestly just create content around the things that I am currently doing. For example, right now, the reason why I'm making this entire thing about sales assets framework is actually because I'm upgrading my stuff on sales assets. You know, like I've tried them before, but I felt it could be a good time right now to upgrade them. And so I thought, why not make a video on it? And so that's the first step. Make content on what you're actually doing and progressing on, and make sure it's about your business. Now, two, you need to put your sales assets into these formats. So for example, I'm going to show you some formats later. So for example, you put your sales asset in a format of a landing page, right? So people actually know and see that you're a real person. Or two, you could even put it in like lead magnets, right? Like what I'm showing you right now. So lead magnets, once people opt in into your system, they'll get previewed by this lead magnet, and so they see that you're actually someone who exists and one who actually can teach people value. So there's a lot of other ways to use sales assets, but these two are kind of like the most common ones. So the third one is structure it around your offer. Now, if you have an offer, like let's say you sell a marketing, you sell marketing consultancy. So if you build a sales asset, make sure that it revolves around your offer. If it doesn't, then it kind of ruins the point of a sales asset. Because like if you look at the name, you know, it says sales asset. And if you think about it, like what do you sell? Your offer. And so if you don't have this, then the sales asset is like leading to nothing, which is not what you want. You know, what you want is for it to lead to your offer. And ultimately, that's our goal with these sales assets. So we can actually break the obsidian and get clients in a much more faster and efficient way. So after that, you basically need to publish it and then recycle. Now, publishing is simple. That's basically just means like uploading the lead magnet. Like for example, for me, I make these giveaways on X, as you can see. And if people like comment a specific keyword, they'll get redirected to my like lead magnets, and you know that's basically the sales asset. Now what I mean by recycling is basically you making content from that sales asset. Like for example, if you made a sales asset about like how I went from $0 to $100,000, which I already did, if you make content around that, then what you can basically do is just recycle what you've made from that. So if one of the things that I've talked about inside are like offers, then I can actually make more content on offers. And and I'll simply get the content from the lead magnet. And so that's a really easy way to get infinite content, you know? And at some point, you're going to run out of things to say. And so if you don't know how to recycle content like what I just explained to you, then you're going to have trouble. And so that's the easiest step that you can leverage in order to like mass create content. And that's why sales assets are so useful in the first place. It's not that they only help you like get loads of clients and pre-sell people before they even get on a call with you, for example, but also because they give you infinite content ideas and just infinite content in general. So if you do this, you know, you'll get a pretty cool, efficient diamond pickaxe. And so here are a few examples of what I mean. So this is a lead magnet landing page. And so this is what I have with my latest lead magnet. So if people sign into my newsletter, so you can see, they'll be able to get my lead magnet. And so this has two things. So the first thing, it gets people to sign up to my newsletter, which, I send daily emails on so I can get more clients and help more people. And two, it actually sells them on the lead magnet. And so if you have something like this is what a lot of people already do, but you just don't notice it. If you have something like this, you would get infinitely more money compared to just like having things without this structure. And so the second thing here, this is like the actual lead magnet itself. And so you can see from the content on this lead magnet that that I show a few different things. Like if you're making a lead magnet, make sure again that it shows all of these things, like who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. And two, show them some of your values. So like for example, here, I showed people that if I built your business or if I helped you, you really need to make sure that one, you agree to scaling to 100K 1 month without stress. You agree to fishing clients instead of like hunting them, and all of these different things. And so like if you do that, not only will you have a harder, not only will you have an easier time getting clients, but you'll also have an easier time of filtering out the people who you don't even want to work with in the first place. And so that's why I put a lot of my values on my lead magnets like this one. Now the third thing here is a landing page for my product. Now product pages, like landing pages for products, like like cheap products, because I don't sell courses, I sell it in the back end. I've made most of my money from high ticket services. So if you actually sell a product, you can actually use it as a sales asset. And the easiest way to do that, is to just set up a good upsell um funnel. Like for this one, I tried selling a product a few months ago. It was on like Black Friday. I think this one is from Black Friday. And what I found out is you will get most of your money from upsells, especially if you don't have a gigantic personal brand. And so what I did with this landing page here is I made it lead to the upsell. I didn't actually make it lead to the product. Like I still sold a lot of products, but at the end it was a clear indicator of what they should be actually buying, which is my program, like the high ticket service. And so if you have something set up like this, like lead people with the product and they'll sell them on the upsell, then you'll have infinitely more high ticket sales compared to just like product sales. Now if you're watching this, chances are you don't have a gigantic personal brand. And so what you need to do right now, if you're on that stage, then you just need to sell high ticket instead of low ticket, if you actually want to make money. Like don't listen to this video right here by Hamza where he tells you to sell low ticket instead of high ticket, because like trust me, like everyone hated that video by Hamza recently, because it's simply not true in business. Like if you want to make money right now as a beginner, you actually do the opposite and sell something more expensive. So this is the step-by-step plan to actually get results. Now the first step is one, build a personal brand. Again, I've built mine on X and I've already showed you to it on where I built my personal brands. Two, um, build a signature high ticket offer. Now, my signature high ticket offer, it's actually called Prestige. It's basically a community where I help where I help people on a more intimate level. So it's not just like a random community where I show people off. No, it's actually mentorship where I help people get to 10K a month, 20K a month. And so if you have a signature HTO and you have a personal brand, the biggest way to leverage your offer is to constantly talk about it on your personal brand. You need to make your brand revolve around your offer and not the other way around. And so if you do that, selling stuff and making content will be much more easier because you create content to sell your offer and not the other way around, right? And so as you can see here, I make lots of content on like prestige. I talk about prestige a lot. So you need to do that too if you actually want to get clients with your personal brand. Now, third thing is you need to create sales assets now. So this is another example of a sales asset. Now, it's a bit of an unconventional one because what this is a proof page. Now, I actually have a proof page with my best clients inside and my best results inside. And this gets shown once people like book a call, ask for results, or in two, interact with me. So it gets shown if people like, for example, book a sales call with me. This is the first thing that they'll see after that. And two, if they ask for results, I'll send them like a page exactly for that. So it's not like a desperate message for us and them, oh, I actually got these results, believe me, No, I have something set up for that. So you can actually see what I've documented with my clients. Like part of what makes showing results so good is one, you actually like show people what you do, not just like flex it. So instead of like success flexing, you do success documentation, which is what I do with my clients. You document their results in a more intimate way. And like the third thing is interact with me. So whenever someone interacts with me, like I can't list down every single thing here because it'll take up this page, but there are specific measures that I take when someone interacts with me. And one of the things that I do is send them this page, like a specific SOP that I have, for example, is when people send me a sequence of messages in the warm DMs, I mean, in the DMs, and they're not like responding, for example, then I'll simply send them this social proof page, and it always works in like getting them to reply. So this is what the 3 steps that you need to do if you actually want to implement the sales assets. And if you do, the 4th step will make you look like this guy. You'll have all of the emeralds in the world, and on top of that, you'll have built a cool tool that actually gets you more emeralds in return. So you become this guy who's happy, who has emeralds, who's rich, who makes money. So if you want my entire system, I actually have a video on this. So this video here, it's just this part right here. So if you want an entire system on everything, brand framing, funnels, all of these things, then you can check out this video. You can click it here. But yeah, this is basically it from me today. If you want more one-to-one help, you always know where to find me, somewhere in the description. But yeah, hope you guys learned a thing or two. All right, see you later.